Here is a fairly common occurrence. You, or somebody like you, may walk into a Christian church, take a seat, and hear somebody read something that Jesus said a long time ago. We don't usually think about it, but in order for this to happen, several other things needed to occur. I call these 6 stages of transmission, and they are listed in a little chart on page 64 of the book. The first stage is the historical Jesus, the man who lived in Galilee and spoke to people. If you had been there, you could have heard him. But he didn't speak English. He talked in Aramaic. So even if you had been there, you probably would not have understood him. And in any case, you weren't there. So something else had to happen. Somebody had to hear Jesus and decide that what he said was worth remembering. They passed it on, told other people what he said. Maybe they even wrote it down. That's the second stage of oral transmission and early written sources. And then, eventually one of the gospel writers took some of those things and put them into a book. But when he did that, he figured not too many people understand Aramaic, so I'll just translate what Jesus said into Greek. That's the third stage. And if you had a copy of this gospel book, you might be able to figure out what Jesus said, with a little help from someone who knows Greek. But you don't have a copy of that book. No one does. That book was written on papyrus, and it disintegrated centuries ago. Lucky for us, something else happened. Before that book disintegrated, people made copies of it. Stage 4. People copied the Gospels and made copies of the copies for hundreds of years. Eventually, people started translating those Gospels into English. Stage 5. So now you can hear someone tell you what Jesus said. Or you could just get a Bible and read it for yourself. We call that stage 6. For New Testament study, it is good to remember that all these things had to happen. We don't just hear Jesus speaking his original words in their original context. We read translations of copies of gospel books, which in turn offered translations of things that other people remembered Jesus as having said.